The lab guys, another workshop weekly. What we've got here is that we've got a PJ Ranger 2007. Bit of a backstory on this vehicle. It's not something we usually have in here. By association, we've ended up with this thing. It was originally my vehicle I bought off Robbie Nelson. You all remember Robbie Nelson, the pro drifter. He's got a Fanger's old S15 and Gaz Whiter's old S14 championship winning cars. And so I bought this vehicle from him originally, of his father. It was their farm wagon. And it's been a really good wagon. And then I sold it to, well, basically gave it to my stepdad, who's been using it for quite a few years now as well. And unfortunately, this happened. Then we were tasked to buy it back from insurance and fix it back up. So we managed to get another body, whole nother vehicle from the wreckers. So we swapped the bodies over as to the crash inspector's request as to how we wanted it repaired. And so now it's white, and we're just getting it all back together, fixing up all the little loose ends, things like the flare here, the little cap we've got to put back on. Snapped all the bolts off, so I have to reattach those. Pop that in here and see what that looks like.
Oh, plug's wrong.
It's straight up the steering wheel, and then Dave's in the back here. He's tidying up a few things in the back of the canopy. It's not really attached properly. Oh, actually it feels pretty good now. A few bits and pieces, but yeah, that'll be going back through for revin. So that's one of the jobs we've got on today. Also Daily, we're coming for you, Daily. Come. Video. Dave's tidying up a few things on the back of this one, the fuel divider. We showed you that last week. We were just putting some extra seals in, and we're going to put some expanding foam up here into the cavity to stop the vapor travelling into the front of the car. But other than that, it's actually working really well, really happy with it. Also going to tidy up this wiring. It's all very long from how it was originally. Obviously didn't really know where it wanted to go, so we're going to shorten all this up. And we've got Daly up the front just doing a water pump because it was leaking a bit out the water pump dribble hole. As you can see here, he's got the pump loose, but he's still got a little bit of work to do to try and get it free and out. Pretty tight in these cars. They're really made to work on modular. The idea is to drop the whole motor and box out as one, and then do any work you've got to do on the under the plenum or on the back of the motor. Jam it all back up again, but a water pump's not quite a motor out situation, unfortunately. What are we doing here, Daly?
Changing water pump.
Water pump on a pulsar. I don't think that seems like a good idea. But it's to be done, I guess.
The new one will probably be a little bit deeper or something stupid.
Is it turbo pillow?
What's that, bro?
Turbo pillow.
Yeah, they're pretty dumpy.
So this is the hose pulled off the back of the manifold. Somewhere around here there was a split, as you can see there. Okay, so we have got a new hose off a Land Cruiser, cut down to fit. We needed a larger diameter on one end. This is what we're dealing with down here. Alright, so you try and squeeze that bad boy on. Pretty tight, as you can see. But the main differences with the GTiR is the heads are slightly different from the rear-wheel drive, and it has the big quad throttle body setup, unit of a thing. Oh, the light's still going too. Oh, lumpy. So we got it going, but there's a bit of a misfire running on 3 cylinders. We've chased it around a bit, and what we've ended up doing is putting the suspect plug into number 3, take the injector plug off number 3, and it doesn't change the idle. So then we've popped the plug, swapped it over with number 4, and now the misfires followed the plug over to number 4. So we're going to quickly grab my special G-Ready plugs here, and we're going to pop that in. There's a sentimental value. We'll put one of these in, and we'll see if we can get rid of the misfire, and at least we know he's up for a set of plugs, or whatever's wrong with this, we can eat it. See, it turns out just a plug. It's okay, we can deal with that. It's easy. Boy's now going to do a bit on the fuel system, and so the front end should be good. We'll get it hot, put a heat cycle through it, see if we've got any leaks coming out through the back anymore, which we won't. Fingers crossed. Water pump's good. Everything's good. This thing's going to chrome. Certified. No pink sticker. Look at this. Look how old this pink sticker is. It's been on here like 10 years. She's like crustified. So the goal is to get that off there, get it legal, get it to chrome. So it's us. A few people have asked about this old battle axe. This is Dave's personal rig. He's had this for many, many years. Many years. What do you reckon, Dave? Like 10 or 8? 8? Yeah, 9 years. And this has done like a lot of work for him. He's towed his caravan and his car trail all around the country with it. Bit of stock 1UZ V8 in it, and some BC coilovers. Pretty simple setup, but gets the job done. So she's a year-old girl. He likes a patina. He's a patina guy, so he's quite happy with it. Now, it was my birthday the other week, and I got this for a present, which was very thoughtful, very cool present. And so we thought we'd try it out on the Blue Z. I've got this Blue Z here, and we're getting it ready for sale, basically. We want to put it through for auction, classic car auction. It's a really nice car, this 105,000 Ks. Had a timing kit and everything done on it. And so we thought we'd try it out on the seat. The seats are a bit brown in the photos. And this one, the driver's one, came out really good, you can see, compared to the passenger one, which is still a bit brown. But yeah, it came out really good, and the water was so scungy. We'll film the water that comes out, it's disgusting. It's juicy. King drinking. This is the next on the chopping block. I've got a few guys interested in buying this vehicle, so it actually needs this oil leak sorted, because that's pretty nasty. This gearbox has had a noisy 6 gear for a long time. I actually ran it with very low oil, doing quite a big job, and it did really well. I was actually really impressed with it, and finally figured out that it had no oil in it once I checked it. And it's been going for probably 3 years since then, with a noisy 6 gear. So I've had another gearbox sitting there the whole time ready to throw at it, but we just haven't been motivated to do so. So tomorrow is the day it gets a new gearbox. What you making here, Dave?
Ute stuff.
Ute stuff. So a customer came in, wanted a tray for his canopy, his tray. What did I say, a tray? He wanted a shelf. We'll call this a shelf today. And what we've had to do is go, was it 1400 wide, so it can fit out through the gap, and put in a segment to fill in the hole. And then you'll see as we progress how we strengthen that all up and make it a thing that's removable. Maybe some drawers in underneath. Oh, it's good. Daly's over here wrecking our lift. What are you doing, Daly?
I don't know yet.
Modifying.
I'm trying to lift something.
Lift with lower shit around here. Lift. What are you up to? Just trying to get the lift to go high enough to reach our Ranger box to be able to extract it. It's nearly ready. Shafts are off. Dowels and bolts are nearly off. Yeah, drop her out.
Has to go higher.
Well, we can probably come down the back now. I want to come down a little bit. Oh, spit on it. Oh, RTV sealant, don't use that. It's not ideal. Do the job again. Someone else should have done properly. Sumps back on, resealed, 3-bond this time, not RTV. Don't do RTV around here. Do the good stuff. So there's also a little tweaked. Hey, you guys saw a little bit bent where it's had an oil pump. It's quite common for oil pump failure. So the guys have been in there that previous to us that have done an oil pump, and they've obviously levered the sump off with a pry bar. Only been a tin sump, it's bent the flange, and it was leaking out through that gap where the RTV wasn't able to fill it in. So now that's all back in there. The leaks are be sorted down the bottom half. There's a couple more at the top half, but we'll worry about that when we get it on the ground. And now we can get it lined back up, get the engine back on the engine mounts, and look at getting the gearbox back on.
Are you sure? Yeah, I'll just lean in.
Okay, so it's Friday now, workshop weekly. We're pretty much tying up the week. Got a bit of work done on this old girl for a customer. We've gone ahead and finished the tray in the back that Dave's made, beautiful job of, as well as fitting a new high stop light and getting his interior light going. Bit of wiring here to tidy up, as well as pulling the dent out. So just general wear and tear, general maintenance that we're doing for the guy, as well as the wear marks on the sill. And basic stuff like refitting the, whatever you call these things, carburetor. These are all coming loose, so quite annoying, just annoying little stuff. As well as just checking the fluids and mechanical. So she's all good now. You might notice by now that this audio is a lot better. Obviously we've been struggling with it for quite a few videos now, and we are working really hard on trying to provide a better audio solution, so hopefully this is going to be a lot better for you guys and the video is more enjoyable. New set of plugs for the pulsar, wang them in, and then we'll get on to the rest of it next week. We've got basically a week, 4 days left next week to get it ready for the cert before we take it down on our way to Matsuri. Drop it off to Andrew and he can take it through for the cert at Fraser Cars with Scott Tristam and get it all legal. So that's the goal, get the pink sticker off, and he'll be a happy chappy, as will we. We'll see him at Chrome racing around, no doubt. We've obviously got to get our pulsar going and get the skyline on the hoist next week and change the sump and the rear diff out for the 4.3s. And we'll be going up to Sam's place to rebuild the gearbox as well, so we'll keep you posted on that one as well. So yeah, we'll see you next week.